Let's go quickly to Rivers State, where the government has now intervened in that controversial marriage involving Aboy Chibuzo, the autistic and non-verbal young man under the care of Omega Power Ministry. That marriage reportedly took place in March this year by the OPM founder, Apostle Chibuzo Gifts Chinyere, and that drew widespread criticism after concerns were raised over the young man's ability to give informed consent, considering his condition and, of course, communication limitations. So the state government has now confirmed that the marriage has been cancelled, saying the intervention was necessary to protect the rights and welfare of individuals living with disabilities. And the state government, through the Ministry of Social Welfare and Rehabilitation, stepped in, held discussions with Apostle Chibuzo Gift Chinyere regarding the matter in line with child rights and welfare law. This development led to the cancellation of the marriage, with further steps expected to ensure the protection and well-being of individuals under institutional care.
And now, if you recall, many Nigerians online also questioned the significant age gap between both parties and whether vulnerable individuals under institutional care are adequately protected from exploitation or undue influence. Also, following the backlash, the Rivers State government, through the Ministry of Social Welfare and Rehabilitation, stepped in and engaged with the apostle over the situation when he once again brought up another marriage proposal for his 21-year-old adopted daughter who lives with autism. And that marriage was eventually suspended, even though he received over 1,000 applications from men expressing their interest in marrying her. Let's take a look at what Nigerians have to say about this. They have no right to do that. This is a legal marriage, and that young man is safe with her. She will take good care of him. Besides, by now, he must have formed an attachment to her, and would be cruel to take him away from her. He needs a safe space. Oh, wow. With the way you people in government have intentionally made poverty become the people's lifestyle, what do you expect from such a people? They will naturally look for means of survival. This is one of such ways. You can't keep people hungry or make living hard, and you do not expect them to survive. Since the government has intervened now, what plan does the government have for the Aboy? This is actually wrong, because the decision was made on his behalf by someone who is legally his guardian in his best interest. This is why people should learn about mental capacity and consent. The government cannot actually control that. If the boy is not in harm's way, then what's the issue? There are so many cases of domestic violence from sane adults. Go and intervene there, please. I can hear Tosin say, Tosin, we'll start with you. Oh, Chim. We're starting with you.
Okay.
Sorry.
According to
that, sometimes it's like this on the show.
Tolu said, repete, I don't think I didn't. Oh, my. Because he's autistic.
Mm-hmm. And mental capacity, I said,
yes.
They said it was of a young, either a preteen or an early teenage person.
He is not in full capacity of his mental functions, and not even just mental, even physical, even emotional. So I agree with the government in this instance.
So when can he, settle? When he's like 60 or 70?
Mental capacity will never change.
When exactly? Yeah. So when will he get to that full capacity? Exactly.
So the thing is, I think for me that the I don't know how old the woman is, but if he was a little bit older, if he was in his 20s perhaps, and she wasn't that old, like even if she was 50 when he was in his 20s, I wouldn't frown upon it so.
Yeah.
Sorry, how old is a boy now?
He's in his 20s. I'm getting.
Is he in his 20s?
Yes, he is.
Oh, he's in his 20s.
She's in her 40s. I'll get the correct age for you now.
I thought he was
20s,
younger than
40s.
that.
Yeah, because he looks younger than that, actually. He doesn't look...
And
like
he asked for a single mother or a divorced mother. I think the apostle, for a boy specifically,
Why
he
is
said
it
a single mother, I believe.
So clearly, the guy cannot make a decision for himself.
Yes.
That is why the pastor is making the decision for him. I already have a problem with that. I already have a problem with that. Even with arranged marriages of people who are in full possession of their faculties.
Yes, so.
You know, there are issues because someone was chosen for someone.
Yeah.
How much more someone who cannot fully articulate, you know, what they're feeling, how they want to express what they're feeling, you know, and this is to a much older woman. This is not to someone
She's a single mother of 3.
Oh, Jesus.
I think he requested for a single mother.
Yes, he did. He did.
Because he's looking for a nurturer, someone who
Yeah,
can
yeah,
take
yeah.
care
Yeah,
of,
yeah, yeah.
you know, the boy and not just use.
So she's taking care of him as a child.
As
Then
a
she should just
caregiver.
she should adopt him as her child.
Or even hire her as his caregiver. So this whole situation, there's so many layers
So
to it.
tell them what was happening before the man decided.
Exactly.
Yes, so the apostle had said that he was getting to a point where, I guess maybe because hormones and urges don't know mental capacity as the body grows. So as his body was growing, his hormones had kicked in. And they said that they could not leave him alone, I
That
think.
he was always bringing out his PP, you know, showing it to people and all that.
And that is why they married him off.
Yeah, so in a sense, that was a way to safeguard that and to check that instead of just for him just going amok.
around.
Yeah.
So yes, he had asked for a single mother or a grandmother or somebody from a similar background, but the person must not be autistic. She would marry him and get benefits because his parents had dumped him at the gate, and he'd been taking care of him since he had been left at the gate. He was going to build a house for them, have vacation overseas. I'm trying to get the age.
No, there's also
Why
a
it's not
possibility
saying
that
age?
there's nothing intimate happening in that marriage.
I don't understand. But you married him off
sorry?
so that he can.
She asked a very valid
There's a high
question.
chance that nothing intimate is happening in that
I have a
marriage.
question to answer that. You just said something about he was always bringing out his PP.
Yes.
And this is one of the reasons they wanted to marry him off.
Yes,
Is it so that he will be
they-
bringing it out to her 3 children in the house?
They could
Or
no,
so
they
that
said they could no
would have
longer
sex and-
control him.
No, but I get where Tosin is going with this because it seems like so in everything, this was the one and only solution that you could come up with, you, his guardian, and just so it feels like it's I don't want to say what's on my mind. For be like at the cost.
So what would because if you say
we say that we're having bold conversations because again, as I said, this is a multi-layered story.
It is.
Yes,
Because
it
part
is.
of the issue, and I don't know why we didn't get one of those comments. I think somebody alluded to it. Okay, two things can be right and wrong in the same story. So don't think I'm justifying whatever.
There are a lot
But
of
now that
problems.
you've annulled this marriage,
What would you
he's physically a grown man. He's mentally still a young boy.
Yes.
I'm not sure how the apostle is going to handle him having to go back to live in the orphanage. How do you put him? So is he going back to the orphanage? Are you going
is
to
he
be
going
able
back
to
to his
bring
house?
him
What
back?
is the plan?
What is there going to be, quote unquote, a way to ring fence him when it comes to the younger girls or the younger boys in the orphanage? It's a lot that we need to think about. But then you're stepping in. This man has run an orphanage apparently for a number of years.
Yes.
Where was the state then?
Uh-huh.
Where are the state's orphanages?
Do you understand?
Where is the state support?
Where is the Child's Protective Service in that state? Nothing.
So what are you
They're
go-
nowhere.
So I think worst case scenario, they'll probably move back into the pastor's house and just be living there because the woman
it's a
cannot
compound.
go.
It's a huge compound.
Yeah, the
So
woman cannot
they
go
didn't leave the
anywhere.
compound.
Exactly. So the
There's
woman
a lot
cannot go
that's
anywhere
wrong.
else.
There's a lot that's wrong with this story.
It is. There is.
It's like from the beginning, there's a lot wrong with the story. The fact that the guardian decided to, choose this route, to help the boy, because that's the idea that he was doing this to help the boy.
Yeah.
The fact that the government has annulled, the marriage.
Yeah.
The fact that there were underlying issues apart from him being autistic
Yeah.
or mentally, incapacitated, is the fact that because this thing that, we said about him not having control of his urges, it could lead to harassment and molestation and eventually maybe even rape.
Yes.
So there's a lot going on. So if the government did this, what is put in place to, help
So what would
him?
have been a better option other than marriage?
And let's not forget that this all even blew up further because he was offering the 21 or 29-year-old girl in marriage as well, and she's autistic.
Exactly.
He said that she's more functioning than him than a boy.
Which before Darshan's question, which led me when Tosin was talking, it led me to think. But there are people who applied for this.
Yes.
For Aboyo and for his sister.
So
there are people
with
who
vacations
applied.
abroad.
So what does that say about us? Yeah, what does that say?
No, but
what does that say about
for the sister, I don't think.
No, there was money and there was house abroad.
There was money and there was
there would be unscheduled
no
visits.
vacation abroad.
So
okay, there'd be unscheduled
who is paying
visits.
for all this?
The
church, the pastor.
So if they, I'm so
and don't
sorry.
forget the level of
the
poverty
guy
in Nigeria as
needs a lot-
well.
Exactly.
Yeah, so even the people applying, they need like a way out.
Yeah.
Of, you know,
What does that say about us? People who over 1,000 people applied for the daughter's hand.
and they wouldn't
marriage.
mind.
And so what are we saying?
So let me just
People
let me
need
remind
therapy.
Tosin and us of what
Therapy.
marrying a boy came with. It came with several incentives, including a 10 million naira wedding gift, a free house, overseas vacation, and a promise, of 20 million naira after 10 years if a boy remains alive. And a boy who previously required assistance to eat had now, according to him, after the wedding, started feeding himself. And Apostle Chinyere expressed faith that God would heal him within 6 months, enabling him to speak. He wasn't speaking
Before, like,
I
coherently.
rolled my eyes at that. I'm a Christian, but
So are you saying this marriage made him a man? Like he brought out the masculinity in
It
him.
put hair on his chest, as some people say. It's a lot because she asked a very valid question. Are
Yeah.
you saying that there is no sexual activity in this marriage?
then it defeats the purpose of why you married him off. If there isn't,
No, the
Necessarily.
purpose of marrying him off was to provide.
They cannot not be.
The purpose of marrying him
control.
off was to provide somebody as a channel for his sexual urges. That is
Yeah,
my
yeah.
personal
Exactly.
opinion, and I'm stating
yes.
that.
So if you say that they're not having sex, then it defeats the purpose of
Okay,
that.
so now, if they travel abroad, will some countries allow them in, say, this is my husband, and... because, I don't know, it's already... It takes a lot of adjustment for us who are here in Nigeria with them, and then they take this outside the country and they visit a country in the West and say, okay, so this is my husband, can't he speak for himself? Doesn't that trigger, I don't know, some kind of call
to protective services or something?
Yeah.
There's a comment that just came in on WhatsApp. River State government no do well. There was an announcement before the wedding. Was the government sleeping? Okay, government just woke up from slumber. To me, the woman will take care of a boy. She's the one the whole world, I guess the word is missing, will be watching. Government, make you rethink.
Or do autistic people have separate rights?
It's not autistic people.
It's special needs.
It's special needs.
People with special needs.
Yes, and people with special needs. It's not that they have different rights. They're supposed to have the same rights we all have. But those rights are couched within context of them being people with special needs.
Yes.
They're more easily vulnerable.
You are running away from my question.
No, we are coming
The
there.
question is, what would have been a better
I don't think
option?
anybody knows right now.
What would have been a better
Because I
option?
wish the government would have gone with do this, we are not,
Before,
and this is the solution.
Yeah.
Because right now I don't hear a solution.
Apart from that, the government should have even stepped in before. So that you say, put these checks and balances in place, and then...
The funny thing is, with people with special needs, there is no right, exactly. There's no one size fits all with people with special needs. So you're trying something that, well, according to research and according to things that people have done that have worked in the past, those are the things that the parameters that you use to try to help these people. So I don't know if any of those things
were done
or have been in place, because when I hear things like, okay, he's married, so now he started eating when he married, and then I'm hoping that in 6 months God will heal him. That makes me think that that's all you're doing. So what exactly medically have we done to try to help
give
him?
I think that is independence.
I think that's the route that we should have gone, not going the way marriage and to someone decades older than him.
We're going to take a break. We'll keep following this story because a lot of people are asking what is next. Rivers State government has annulled this marriage and has also stalled the marriage of another daughter to the apostle who is said to have autism as well.